Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CriticalX presents Valorant Level Up Series 3 powered by Loco. The first match is already done and we're proceeding with the second matchup. It was supposed to be a different matchup, but for now we'll just head on in with a different match. It's going to be Comeback Esports versus Team R2K. Now, what's interesting about this match is that it's going to be on Breeze. So, Zach, what is your opinion on this map?
Before we head into the map for today, I
Mm-hmm.
think that I would like to just mention that I think you're going to be pretty happy that we have comeback esports playing today. You might see some comebacks coming in from them, like you mentioned. Here's some more
Mm-hmm.
information to make your day even better, Baba Gusta. There's not just one
Okay.
comeback esports roster here, there's two. They have their male roster as well as their female roster playing. So you have two chances to see some comebacks happening. But yeah, after that little bit of levity, let's head back into the map. So what do I think about Breeze? I don't like it, but I think the players don't feel the same because they've clearly chosen the map. I think it's a map that's too big. It has too many areas for too few people to watch. I always end up getting flanked and getting like messed up. But that
Mm-hmm.
could be just me. Maybe I just have terrible luck with it. Every time I get this map in comp, I just feel like crying. But then it's okay. We maybe we'll see some pretty good plays coming in. So what do I think about Breeze? I think that Breeze is the map where Viper is by far the most dominant controller, though we do see some double controllers coming in, especially with the Brimstone buff, because for short range smokes, Brimstone is really good. So if you have a Viper wall that's coming in default on A, you will be able to run a Brimstone or even an Omen if you want as a second controller. We also see some double sentinels or double initiators coming in. We do see Cypher being used on this map because not only is this utility universal, like it's not linked by range like Killjoy, he can also put down some cages which act as additional smokes. So the thing is, you want as much cover as possible when you're heading into a map with as many angles as Breeze. So you have Viper, you can pull in another controller. If you're only running one controller, you can run a Cypher instead. I think Fnatic does that. But yeah, either way, there are like a couple of comps you can run when it comes to controllers and sentinels. You can mix them up, match them up a bit. Run a double initiator as well, like you mentioned in our previous map. KO is one of those agents that's really really good on Breeze. So that is going to be it is going to be pretty interesting. But what do you think about duelists and other agents on this map? Like, what would be your pick of choice?
I mean, duelist wise, I mean, there's no complaining about it. I mean, you can just say Jet. That's just pretty much you can say at this point. It's either Jet or Reina. I mean, Reina, knowing that she has the clutch, there is a higher likely chance that she can clutch a 1v3 or 1v4 thanks to her Empress. And you have Jet, which you can use Blade Storms for, economy purposes. And then you have Chamber as well, which almost acts both, duelist as well as a Sentinel. The reason why Chamber is a Sentinel is because of his trademark. And he's been used 100% of the time because his trap is global. That's the only main reason why you see Chambers trademark being used every single time. Just place one trademark on every flank you think that the defenders might push in for a lurk or a flank. You instantly get info whether if they do destroyed it or not. So having that trademark has been a huge change, and it did hurt the different sentinels as well. For an example, like Sage, it even hurt for another sentinel like Cypher, because Cypher is mainly used because of that, the Cypher traps and Sage's wall that could block any pushes happening on any particular sites. But now you don't see Sage being picked up, you don't see Cypher being picked up, although there is slightly changes in map Haven, but you still see Cypher being brought up because he is very powerful on garage sites. Just use a judge. You even have the camps to give info, and when the time is right, you just be the judge, jury, and executioner, all three at the same time, because that's exactly what you do with the judge. Close range. Cypher is very powerful on a map like Haven, but when it comes to Breeze, yes, the main reason why everyone hates Breeze is because of how long range you have most of those angles, especially into its mid side. You have mid nest, you have mid doors. Attackers do have a chance where they can, mainly push in towards the pyramid side, and mainly they do it either from metal doors mid or from caves instead. So you have multiple amount of angles and, or say, multiple amount of entries where the attackers can push through from any site. And maybe that's the reason why they picked Breeze, because they want to keep the defenders guessing. And I believe Comeback Esports are the one who picked the map on Breeze. That's the reason why they are in attack in the first half. And to talk about R2K, I mean, I believe we did see them on the previous Level Up Series 1 and 2. I believe they had some, they did not, however, win one of their matchups. But hopefully this time on Level Up Series 3, who knows, maybe they might get, qualified for the milestone event. Only two spots remain, and we have I believe a total of 64 teams where they are undergoing round of 32s. So round of 32s, 16, 8, 4, and then only two will proceed into the milestone event. And I just kind of like my entire cam. It feels like I'm widescreen killjoy. I am a perfect cosplay of a widescreen killjoy. Hashtag save kill save widescreen killjoy.
Why
He's
joy?
it's been a meme most of the point, right, Zach? I mean, you always get to see that widescreen killjoy most of the time. But yeah, if you're wondering, now you know why. I'm basically cosplaying as the widescreen killjoy. But for now, enough about jokes, and we'll proceed to map number two. Sorry, match number two. Comeback Esports versus R2K on a map like Breeze.
Now, going into agent select, we are going to be looking at the comps available. For the side of R2K, it does seem to be a double initiator coming in, as do have them hovering over the Sova and the Sky, as our both teams instantly lock Viper, which makes sense because Viper is arguably the best controller for this map. You do see Shizuka go for the chamber as well. Pretty conventional meta comp coming in for the side of R2K Esports. On the opposite side, for Comeback Esports Virgo, it is going to be a Killjoy, a Jet, a Reyna, a Sky, and the Viper coming through. I like that they're playing double duelist, although that's not exactly meta, but perhaps it's just a comfort pick for them. And the fact that they're running a Killjoy as well, that's pretty interesting because, I love Killjoy. She's one of my favorite agents, but I just feel like on this map, she's just weaker compared to Cypher and chamber. But it's maybe Harley Quinn has some lineups. Maybe the Killjoy player has some lineups they want to play with. You do have all those annoying Viper mollies, so maybe she has some secret one she has for the for her nanoswarms as well. More than that, though, I think that the turret is just the most annoying thing in the pistol round, so maybe she wants to capitalize on that. So it is going to be us heading into the map here. First round coming in, it is going to be the side of Comeback Esports Virgo on the attack here, and it's gonna be them going towards the A side. From what I can see, they are gearing up towards an A push. I think that Viper will put down her smokes towards the A side as well for defense. So that's gonna make pushing in a little bit harder, because every time you push through this Viper smoke, you will take a debuff for a while, and it's gonna be much easier to kill you, especially on the pistol when you might not have armor if you're going in for an upgraded pistol. So we are gonna be heading into the first round of this matchup. It's going to be some players attacking, just waiting for a push from Halls or A-main, trying to see if anyone's going to be playing aggressively. But the side of R2K is being very careful here. The Chamber has already used one bullet. Shizuka tries to take a shot but does not hit anybody. And it's going to be the Sky Trailblazer clearing out this corner, will spot the Viper with a shotty of all things, who will be falling back now. I really like how patiently they're playing, and it is going to be Vex still holding on to that shotty. Like, I like this vibe. Will spot on the play. The flash will come through, however, will
Oh boy.
blind her own Jet. Takes a lot of damage from the Viper Molly, and that's gonna be 48 HP left. I don't know if the Sky did get a heal, so that's gonna make things even rougher. The Spike should be able to go down without much trouble here. The Viper wall goes down as well, but Shizuka will get that first kill, opening things up by taking down the Sky. It's gonna be putting Pai, who tries to do a little bit of damage. Shizuka will go down to Octavia. Reda should be able to get that overheal here, bringing her to 150 HP. That's just devastating. We'll pick up that upgraded Ghost as well, so it's gonna make things pretty rough. The Spike is down. Flash will come through, but it's gonna not be an issue. The shotty comes through, and that's gonna be it's gonna be all down to just the Jet here. She is making her way from mid. Will be taken down, however, by R2K Dwit, and that's gonna be the first round for R2K.
You failed. Now sleep.
Oh boy, R2K. My goodness, the defensive round. Although I do have to talk about comebacks as attack push, especially in towards the pyramids. When they went in for the execute, you saw the snake bite from Vexy, which dealt so much damage to the Jet. And then when they proceed to go head in for the plant in towards the pyramid side, notice the way how they planted it. They didn't plant it in a way that they could watch it via a cave or midwood doors. So it was most possibly they planned it as it was more of a safe plant, which was very difficult. And plus, there were 4 players from Comeback Esports being in that one same position, which immediately caught R2K easy information. They had all information on where exactly these players were, and they just caught off one by one. Jigglypuff, the shorty, can he get it? Yes, it
Oh,
does. But in return, he'll get tagged up with quite a lot of HP. 22 HP left on his hand, but the early pick will still be in his favor. But for now, Comeback Esports pushing in towards the B side. They still have no info on Desmond. The Spectre in hand might be able to deal some huge damage. The only thing is, how will they proceed? They are so... I mean, they're starting to corner the entire site here, except the B side. This is exactly where Desmond is, and they don't have that perfect info, and that is going to cost them a lot here. 1 kill, the shotgun, not going to work out, because Shizuka definitely got it covered. Desmond, once again, a second kill, playing patiently as ever. He'll be able to get third and the fourth. And R2K won't have any problems dealing with round number 2 as well. 2-0 will be the score line. And then again, if you heard cat noises, it's definitely coming from my end. Again, I do have to apologize. So.
I would really like a cat. I keep thinking about getting one, but anyways, enough about my possible future cat. We are gonna be heading into the third round. A full bike coming in for the side of the Comeback Esports Virgo. By the way, Baba, you might want to realize that Comeback Esports Virgo is it's a fully female team. So when you call the Jet a he, it's actually a she. Either way though, it is going to be it is going to be the third round coming in. Seems to be a big push right now as they are.
So yeah.
I mean, to be fair, most of the names here can be confusing, but either way, it is going to be a B push. Reina Lear will keep the Jet from getting a kill. It's gonna be Desmond who gets 2 somehow with that Spectre. Spotify finally getting a trade, but it's gonna be a 2v4 right now. One player, make that a 1v4. It's just a Sky left right now. It's gonna be Sky versus Sky. Rin takes down Desmond, but takes a lot of damage in the process, and that's gonna be Jay cleaning her up, bringing it to a third round for the side of R2K, who should be pretty happy about it.
Yeah, definitely. They are going to be happy about that. And here comes the op plays from DeWitt, the Jet. And here's the thing, I know Jet is a shield, right? But when it comes to usernames like DeWitt, you have names like Jigglypuff. I know Jigglypuff is a name of a Pokemon, but still, I always get confused on certain situations like that. But yeah, I'll try my level best. Yeah, to not make those mistakes once again. But for now, let's just head on into round number 4. And with the execute coming in towards the A side, it's not... I would say this is a half buy coming in from Comeback Esports. 1 Marshal in hand, 2 Spectres. The push... No information being given whatsoever, and Jay will gladly get 2 kills on his end. Meanwhile, we see DeWitt get 1. The off shot to take out Jigglypuff. The blind to give some vital info on his end. Not quite sure he'll be able to get one though. He'll be able to get via that. Again, Harley Quinn, beautiful shot once again with the Master to take out 1, but it's too late. They've lost a lot of bodies. And then Shizuka will come in, pushing very deep into the A shop and takes out the final player. 4-0, and we will get to see the side of R2K being very dominant in the first half defense. 4-0. And I'm quite curious to know why Pudding Pie picked KJ. Of course, you have the alarm award, which can help you watch some certain flanks, but it's at a certain range. Plus, even the lockdown has its own range too. Of course, it can block out the entirety of the A side, but what about mid doors? What about A metals? And let's not forget, how would you hold the CT spawn? So it's quite curious to know how you would place those lockdowns. But for now, Comeback Esports needs to figure out a way to get a single win at least to make sure that they can come back on round number 5.
Yes, they will be wanting to come back, and it's going to be Harley Quinn opening things up with a Viper kill onto Vexy. However, the spike is going to be dropped as Jay will take down Rin. It's going to be the spike on the site as well, so it's gonna make things a little bit more rough. It's gonna be Jay playing towards that mid. Will get the headshot onto Jigglypuff, making it a 3v5. The spike has been picked up again, and they should have sight. The Viper split will come through as well, making things even more difficult. But Shizuka doesn't care. She's gonna be pushing in through and might be able to get that kill. Will spot the Viper. That's gonna be the Viper down, the Reina down as well. Just so the Killjoy left, and that's a third kill for Shizuka. The defuse will come through pretty easily, and that's a really good timing because usually you don't want to be just blindly pushing into the Viper split that. But I think that Shizuka, he expected that there wouldn't be a player watching him, and he was right because he just manages to get all 3 kills there. Really good shots coming in from him, and pretty good round coming in from R2K so far. They've been dominating this map, and I think back to what you were saying about Killjoy, I completely agree with you because right now a major problem that they're having is that they consistently have to deal with pushes from the opposite side or from mid, and there's no real way to watch that because all these players are usually playing together as 5 people. Like last round we saw the Viper Harley Quinn playing alone, and she managed to get a pick because there was a player who pushed up a little aggressive. But they usually tend to play like this with all 5 players pushing towards the same side, and that makes things really rough here. That is going to be a little bit of a jump that will cause the op shot to miss. It is going to be Dwit, however, still holding that angle, still sticking onto it. The Sky there to back him up as well, back the Jet up as well, and it's going to be the Reina Lear which comes through.
I've got your trail.
As the Sky ultimate will come through as well. It's going to be Dwit who will be pushed off that angle. Double blinded, smoke will come through, but the flash from Desmond will enable Desmond to get 3 kills. It's going to be 1 player towards window and 1 player towards elbow left. Desmond has a chance to get that ace, the first ace of the day perhaps, though it might not happen looking at the way some of these shots are going. Either way, that's going to be Shizuka who says, nope, you're not getting an ace, buddy. I'm going to take that kill. We'll take 1 player. It's going to be Vexy versus Harley Quinn, and Harley Quinn's low, so Vexy will be able to clean up that kill. That's going to be a flawless for the side of the defense here.
Yep, a flawless win for R2K once again, 6-0. And I believe they have their ults up from Comeback Esports. Lockdown is in, so does the Empress as well as the Blade Storm. But the Seekers are what R2K only has and can use in their potential. Maybe even the Viper Spit can be used on post plant, or maybe they'll just immediately block off the B main so that they'll be forced to push in towards A. That can happen though. And with Desmond's performance here on the previous few rounds, we're going to see him have a total of 7 kills. Meanwhile, we see Shizuka having 10 kills on his end too. Again, 6-0. Not a single win on the hands of Comeback Esports. And Devitt, although he is quite accurate when it comes to these op shots, missing those vital shots is going to cause them to push to the side even more further, and especially with that first frag from Octavia, it's going to cause them even more problems for R2K. Again, confirmation, succession, and now plant in towards A. Now, how will they proceed with the post plant here is my biggest concern for Comeback Esports, because they were in the same position on the first round. If they succeed this, they'll be able to win their first attack round, and they are desperately need to do so. Look at that Jigglypuff, the first frag with the bandit to take out Devitt. Rin takes the other by taking out Shizuka, and now it's Desmond. Can he get the shot? My goodness, but Jigglypuff will get it in the end. And now it's just the Venom all by himself, or should I say Vexy, who's currently in towards the flank side, trying to take out the player. Pudding Pie is still trying to contest one. Vexy takes out Harlequin in towards the cave side, but he still needs to be worried about the second. And he will survive nonetheless. My goodness. So lucky here for Vexy. Can he get the second? My goodness. He gets the second too. The third? No, he won't. Ren comes in from the mid side to take out Vexy. And we will see Comeback Esports win their first attack round 6-1. And we still have a lot more rounds to go. And talk about the alt picks here. Jay has the Hunter's Fury. Devitt has the Blade Storm. But with the first win coming in from from Comeback Esports, maybe we might see them win more rounds in the attack phase if they just keep their momentum.
Definitely, I think that Breeze is a map where you figure out why you don't want to go, or why you do want to go. Have 1 player look around, try to get some mid control, or try and get a pick on the other side, and then do some damage. However, these players, it seems to be working out for them, pushing together. They're just gonna beat Reina, however, trying to get a pick towards Halls. They know the Jet is on the side, and the smoke will prevent the Jet from seeing anything. As a Sova recall, make sure there's nobody on site as well. If there was somebody there, the Jet could have probably gotten a kill to the smoke, but lucky for the side of Comeback Esports, it's not the case. Octavia will get a beautiful headshot onto Shizuka, will open the door as well. We'll know that there's one player towards doors from that, and there's one player on site as well. So that's two players that she has to clear. Dwight will get that first kill onto Harlequin. That's gonna be no smoke. Second kill onto Rin as well. Third onto Jigglypuff. Taking that same angle, getting a lot of impact off of it. Desmond will take down Octavia as well. It's all down to Pudding by here. Try to do some shock dart damage. But it's going to be Dwight with the 4K to clean things up, bringing the side, bringing R2K to 7 rounds in total. Looking at that round though, it's really unfortunate because they do know that there's an operator there and they do have a lot of utility to try and clear him off the angle with they do have those Viper mollies, they have the sky flashes. All of these things can definitely be used to make sure that, you know, he can push into side safely. Harlequin unfortunately was caught off guard and had to blindly rush into side. I don't think she expected the player to be playing past the smoke. Anyway, that's going to be that. We are going to be heading into the 9th round right now. It's still not hopeless. There is a chance the Bladestorm is that, but it's going to be Dwight who starts things off as she gets a headshot on, and as he gets a headshot onto Octavia. Shizuka will take down Jigglypuff as well. That's the Bladestorm offline, and it's going to be the rest of the players making their way back, trying to see if anyone's going to be pushing over because they do know these players push, but it's going to be the side of R2K. Even though they're playing aggressively, they're being very smart about it, and they're not making like stupid mistakes. It's going to be Rin who will get a nice headshot onto the server. That's going to be a 145 tag from the Sheriff. Shizuka will take on Pudding Pie in the meantime, and it's going to be just two players left right now for the side of Comeback Virgo Esports. It's going to be the flash coming through as Sky tries to get away. The guiding light not spotting anybody towards mid, and it's going to be the spike heading. Oh, it's going to be Rin who will be taken down by Vexy. Just the Viper left right now. Harlequin making her way onto his side. Will hear the reload from doors, and a little bit of spam comes through, but she should be able to get the spike down. She just wants to get the extra money, I guess, and Dwight will take her out. That's gonna be the 8th round, but at least you got the plant, right? It's always nice to have an extra $300 in the bank.
Yep. Although I would say that having an extra 300 creds would be a good way to survive the next round. But you need to win the round as well, right? I mean, look at the scoreboard. Already it's 8-1. I do have to, I mean, like, in the previous 2 rounds, I do have to appreciate Octavia, though, the one who's playing as the Reina, who just went in deep mid and takes out the chamber. Shizuka, who was currently holding all by himself in towards the, I believe it was on A metal doors. Yeah, on A metal doors. He had to watch both mid nest and A metal doors to ensure that none of those flanks would happen on the opposition team. But it did happen. The Reina did push in towards mid. He did take out the chamber. What's surprising part about it is that the Reina decides to close the metal door instead of opening it. That's what made me, you know, curious and intrigued to know what were they thinking. But we still need to focus on the round and talk about Dewitt continuing his reign of terror with the AWP. He'll be able to take 1 kill. Meanwhile, we see Shizuka on the top of the pyramid, being the king of the world. I mean, king of the pyramid, that is. He will immediately use the teleport to come back. Octavia, once again, using the flank to his full potential. Getting this 1 kill should be detrimental. Yep, there you go. There goes Shizuka. And now the entire A metal door is compromised for R2K. How will they proceed? Well, they will proceed with a headshot once again from Jay to take out Octavia. Still need to worry about the Viper once again, and they'll make a decision to fall back here. Comeback Esports needs to be worried about Desmond, though, because he is currently into his mid, and so does Vexy. They know that they are going to come back, and that is going to cause them even more problems. Look at that. 2 kills. Putting by Jigglypuff gone and dusted. And it's all down to Harlequin to clutch out a 1v3, in which he will get 1, though, but needs to find 2 more. He needs to pick back up the spike, which is already in the attacker side spawn. And now the only thing they can do is try to go for picks. And Harlequin, currently playing as the Viper, doesn't have any info. He doesn't have any info that there is one into his caves, and Vexy will gladly get that kill as well. 3k for him, 9-1 with the score line. And they still have 2 more rounds to go, with R2K being devastatingly huge in the lead here.
Definitely devastating is a good word, I would say, after that round. Octavia is playing really well. Like, she is creating a lot of space for her team. pushing really aggressively, and she manages to get a pick or two, especially on players like Shizuka, who have been proving to be very hard to out aim so far. It's a pretty big achievement, I would say. Harley Quinn as well. She's doing her best. I don't think she expected Vexy to be having a crossfire across the spike there, but either way, it is going to be several ultimates available, and they should be able to make. They should hopefully be able to make this work. For the side of R2K, they do have the Viper Spit going down on the going down on the B side, blocking it off almost
Deploying
immediately.
drone.
They also have Jace Hunter's Fury as well as Dwight's Blade Storm if it's needed. That's going to be the lockdown immediately going down. We'll also get a kill off of it. That's going to be Octavia down as well. Never mind, the Killjoy ult managed to survive, but it's not causing many issues because it is going to be the Sova who is still on site, like playing backside. A beautiful headshot from Harley Quinn will take him down, however. It's going to be a 4v3 right now as Dwight will take down Jigglypuff. Shizuka has come towards the flank as well, so that's gonna be make things even more harder. Shizuka will take down Pudding Pie. Harley Quinn trying to do some damage, will pull out the spike at an unfortunate time. Shizuka taking down Rin as well. It's gonna all come down to Harley Quinn here, who will be taken down by Shizuka. Again, Shizuka with the 3K will clean things up, bring the score to 10 for the side of R2K Esports.
Last round in the half.
Yep. Last round, 10-1. Apparently, Shizuka was trying to find Nobita, but unfortunately, they found the other players on the side of Comeback Esports. I know, it was a joke, yes. I had to say it. I know it was a pun, but still. I have to say the way how, Shizuka, the one who's playing as the chamber, not the character, apparently has an on and off switch when it comes to flanking, when it comes to holding a specific angle. Sometimes you see him holding a pyramid, sometimes you see him lurk, and the amount of changes that he makes in every single round is making Comeback Esports get confused a lot. So the way how they're committed into the B side right now definitely shows that they are desperate in the amount of getting those good kills or maybe good wins, but that's getting denied once again from Desmond here. And do it once again with the Blade Storm to take out Octavia. Pudding Pie is all by himself. 1v4. The Spectre in hand. Hopefully, by having, getting 1 or 2 kills should be a good idea. But this is the last round. And I believe he'll just make a decision to stay. Again, no info. And Shizuka knows this. Shizuka gets that beautiful tap from the heavy pistol. And there you go. 11-1. 2 more rounds for R2K to succeed. Or should I say proceed into the next phase. And Comeback Esports. There's not a lot that I can say at this point. I mean, they did make their best efforts to, proceed into the site, maybe head in for the plant. Every single plant that we've seen from Comeback Esports was a safe plant instead of a default plant. And I can understand that because they're mainly concerned about this, the snake bite, which will be placed from the opposition Viper nonetheless. But who knows? Maybe in the second half, we might see Comeback Esports come back, especially how they say it in their name. Or maybe we might see another episode where Shizuka tries to find Nobita once again.
I mean, I like the way the last shot ended. It was Shizuka going headhunting with the headhunter, a clean little one tap. It's gonna be Dwight who gets that first kill onto Pudding Pie, that leaving the site open, because when you're playing your Sentinel, you usually leave that site pretty much open with only the Sentinel playing, and that's gonna be a free spike plant coming through. Desmond playing really aggressively, but will pay for that overconfidence with Rin taking him down. Shizuka is there for the trade, however, as Harley Quinn goes down. Dwight still playing this elbow angle, will get one, will spot a second as well, doing some damage to him, but has to go in for that reload, and will repeat and get that other kill as well. It's gonna be just the Reyna left. Octavia trying to run away, trying to reload, but Dwight will get a 4K off of that round. Already past half of his Blade Storm, and that is going to be match point for the side of R2K Esports, and they should be feeling very happy with themselves because they're close to finishing this. You see them going in for a very full buy. You see 2 Vandals as well as 2 Spectres. It's gonna be just Jay deciding what exactly they want to buy, as they do have the Ghost Star. Will go for a Spectre instead. They're like, yeah, you know what, let's just finish this. It is for the opposite side. It's going to be Harley Quinn, Rin, and Pudding Pie who have managed to get Spectres. The other 2 players are going to be on Ghost as well as a Marshall. So they have decided to gamble stack towards A and mid. Looking at the map, it's going to be just the Killjoy on the B here. and it's going to be a lot of damage done already. Jigglypuff is going to be really, really low.
down
Harlequin,
A.
however, will get that first kill onto Vexy, and that's going to be second kill as well onto Desmond. She's popping off here. It's going to be trading back and forth. It's going to be just 2 players left for the side of R2K. Shizuka will spot Rindar, make that a 2v2. Spike should be able to go down here relatively easily. Putting fight towards mid, will catch Shizuka off guard, but Shizuka somehow flicks onto her head, and it's all down to Octavia here. Is on that backstab, will spot one player, will know where Octavia is, but he's really low, so the flash will come through, and Octavia will get that first kill. The Sova drone will come through, tries to tag Octavia, but will miss. It's going to be the recon bolt coming through right now. The flash will come through as well. The Lear trying to get some space, but it's going to be just a 1v1 right now. If Jay versus Octavia does have that advantage as well, as Jay does have that Vandal in hand that he managed to pick up from his teammates. So time is ticking. It's going to be down to Octavia here as she manages to pick up a Vandal, but Jay will hit that headshot, cleaning things up, and that's going to be a 13-1 coming in for the side of R2K Esports. What a win coming in from them.
Yep, what a win. And like in the end, I can just say it was a breeze ending for R2K. I mean, the map is breeze. I mean, they just breeze the entire round here, 12-1. And I have to say, for R2K, congratulations to them. They will proceed into the next phase. And it's a sad day for Comeback Esports. They did make their great efforts, but unfortunately, their journey comes to an end. And there you go. That is 2 matches done and dusted here, gents. The first matchup, which was Babita Blasters versus Team T69. We saw Team T69 win 13-3. And then we had the second and the final match, Comeback Esports versus R2K. R2K wins gladly 13-1 on a map like Breeze. Again, hashtag save widescreen killjoy. I'm just joking. I mean, come on. 13-1. I mean, there's not a lot that I can say here. I mean, like, do you have anything else to say here, Zach?
I think you just say GG WP go next when I have a match like that. There will be other matches, there will be other tournaments, just not this series. So hopefully we do see more of Comeback Esports Virgo later. It was a nice try coming in from them, and overall I think the standout player for me this match was probably I'd have to say Shizuka, because his flanks and his timing were just impeccable. Like whether it was holding down sites, whether it was retaking, whether it was doing just a lot of damage while on the flank. It was just really good. Another player that really stirred for me was Desmond, because they just could not get into that B side when Desmond was there. Like, if even if you're pushing in, you expect to like have a 1-for-1 trade, or even maybe a 1-for-2, but no, everyone Desmond gets at least 2, damages another player to a lot, keeps them distracted enough for one of his teammates to come in and get a kill. So I think Desmond does deserve a special award as solo holder of the B side. He did a better job than most Sentinels we see, and that's saying something. Either way though, I think that is gonna be the end of the stream matches for today, but don't worry, we have more for you tomorrow, so do tune in. And yeah, this is going to be us signing off the Casters Desk today. It's me, Zach, and with me here is Baba Gusta, and we can't wait to see you again tomorrow. So don't miss out. Same here, same place, same time tomorrow. Bye.